Greetings my dear friends. Welcome to Odin's Storytime. I am Odin, the Norse god of wisdom and adventure. Today I will share with you a tale called Odin's Quest for Wisdom, the Sacrifice at Mimir's Well, a story from the mighty Norse legends that teaches us courage and wisdom. Let's dive into the world of gods and heroes. Long ago, when the world was still young and the roots of Yggdrasil, the great world tree, stretched through all the realms, I, Odin, wandered the lands in search of knowledge. My heart yearned to understand the mysteries of the cosmos, the secrets hidden in the wind, and the stories whispered by the stars. I traveled across Asgard, through the shining halls of the gods, and into the shadowy forests where ancient spirits dwelled. One day, my journey led me to the edge of the world, where the air shimmered with enchantment and the ground hummed with ancient power. There, nestled beneath the roots of Yggdrasil, lay Mimir's Well, a place of deep magic, guarded by the wise and mysterious Mimir himself. The water of this well was said to hold the wisdom of ages, the answers to questions yet unasked, and the visions of what was, what is, and what may come. As I approached, the air grew cool and still. The leaves rustled softly, and the sound of the well's waters echoed like distant music. Mimir stood beside the well, his eyes bright with knowledge, his beard long and silver as moonlight. He greeted me with a knowing smile, as if he had been waiting for this moment since the dawn of time. "Odin," he said, his voice deep and gentle, "why do you seek the waters of my well?" I looked into his wise eyes and answered, "I wish to understand the world, to guide my people with wisdom, and to see beyond the veil of fate. I seek knowledge, not for power, but for the good of all." Mimir nodded, his gaze thoughtful. "The price of wisdom is great, Allfather. Are you prepared to pay it?" I felt the weight of his words settle on my shoulders, but my resolve did not waver. The path of wisdom is never easy, and true knowledge demands sacrifice. I took a deep breath, ready to face whatever challenge awaited me. The chill of the well's mist curled around me like a cloak as I prepared to make my sacrifice. Mimir's eyes held a mixture of respect and sorrow, for he knew well the cost of true wisdom. Without hesitation, I reached up and plucked out my right eye, the orb shining bright like a star even in my hand. A sharp sting raced through me, but I offered it freely, dropping it into the dark waters of the well. The moment my eye sank beneath the surface, the waters glowed with a shimmering light, swirling with colors that danced like the northern lights across the sky. Mimir dipped his hand into the well and drew forth a cup filled with the glowing water. "Drink, Odin, and see the world with new eyes," he said. I lifted the cup to my lips, feeling the cool liquid slide down my throat, filling me with a warmth that spread from my chest to the tips of my fingers. Suddenly, the world around me shifted. I saw the roots of Yggdrasil stretching through the 9 realms, connecting gods, giants, and men alike. I glimpsed the past, the forging of the world from the great void, the battles of gods and monsters, and the weaving of fate by the Norns. But more than that, I saw the future, the coming of Ragnarok, the great twilight when the worlds would shake and the old order would fall. Though the vision was heavy with sorrow, it was also filled with hope, for I understood the cycles of life and death, of endings and new beginnings. This knowledge was a gift, but also a burden I must carry. Mimir looked at me with a gentle smile. "You have paid the price, Odin. With one eye, you have gained the sight of the wise. You are now the Allfather, the seeker of knowledge and the guide of gods and men." I nodded solemnly, feeling the weight of my new role settle upon my brow like a crown forged from sacrifice and understanding. As I rose from the well, the winds whispered secrets, and the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if welcoming me into their eternal dance. Though I had lost an eye, I had gained a vision far greater, the wisdom to lead, to protect, and to explore the endless mysteries of the cosmos. From that day forward, I wandered the worlds not just as a god of war and strength, but as a guardian of knowledge, forever seeking, forever learning. The sacrifice at Mimir's Well was not just a tale of loss, but a story of courage and the true meaning of wisdom, that sometimes, to see the world clearly, we must give up something precious. And so, My dear friends, remember that the path to understanding is often paved with sacrifice, but it leads to the greatest treasures of all. The sacrifice at Mimir's well was only the beginning of my journey toward wisdom, my dear friends. With one eye less, I gained a sight far beyond the ordinary, but that was not all. To truly master the secrets of the runes and the deep magic of the worlds, I had to endure yet another trial. I climbed the great world tree, Yggdrasil, its branches stretching high into the heavens and its roots plunging deep into the earth. There, I hung myself from the tree's mighty limbs, pierced by my own spear, Gungnir, for 9 long nights and days. The winds howled around me, and the stars blinked like watchful eyes as I hung between the realms, neither living nor dead. Pain and darkness wrapped around me like a shroud, but I did not falter. I sought the knowledge hidden in the runes. The secret symbols that hold the power of creation, destruction, and transformation. From the depths of my sacrifice, I glimpsed the hidden patterns of the cosmos, the language of the gods, and the magic that binds all things. When I finally released myself from the tree, I was changed forever. The runes whispered their secrets to me, and with them, I could heal the sick, calm storms, and weave spells of great power. I became a god not only of war but also of wisdom, magic, and prophecy. My 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, thought and memory, took flight each day to gather news from all corners of the worlds, bringing me word of what was and what might be. My wolves, Jerry and Freki, sat faithfully by my side, fierce and watchful. And upon my 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, I could travel swiftly through all realms, from the fiery halls of Muspelheim to the icy wastes of Nibelheim. I was the Allfather, the father of gods and men, the keeper of knowledge, and the guide for heroes and kings. Yet, with all this power and wisdom, I remained humble, for I knew that knowledge is never complete. The world is full of mysteries, and the quest for understanding is endless. I walked the path of the seeker, always curious, always ready to learn. My sacrifice at Mimir's well and on Yggdrasil taught me that true wisdom requires courage, patience, and the willingness to give up what we hold dear. So, my young friends, remember this: wisdom is a treasure more precious than gold or jewels. It asks of us sacrifice and bravery, but it lights the way through darkness and guides us to our highest selves. The Allfather's journey is a reminder that the greatest gifts often come from the greatest trials, and that the heart of a true leader beats with both strength and understanding. The knowledge I gained from Mimir's well and my time upon Yggdrasil shaped me into the Allfather, the god who watches over all realms with a wise and steady gaze. Though I sacrificed my eye, I gained a vision that sees beyond the surface of things, into the hearts of gods and men, into the threads of fate woven by the Norns themselves. My ravens, Hugin and Munin, fly across the 9 worlds each day, bringing me news of what is and what may come, while my wolves, Jerry and Freki, stand ever vigilant by my side. Upon Sleipnir, my 8-legged steed, I travel swiftly through the realms, forever seeking knowledge and understanding. But wisdom is not simply about knowing many things, it is about understanding the value of sacrifice and the courage to face the unknown. My journey taught me that to gain true insight, one must be willing to give up something precious. It is a lesson for all, that the path to greatness is often paved with hardship, but those who persevere find treasures far greater than gold or power. So, my young friends, remember this story of Odin's quest for wisdom, the sacrifice at Mimir's well, as a shining example of bravery and the endless pursuit of knowledge. When you face challenges or difficult choices, think of the Allfather's sacrifice and know that courage and wisdom go hand in hand. True wisdom is a light that guides us through darkness and helps us grow into our best selves. I hope you enjoyed this story about Odin's quest for wisdom, the sacrifice at Mimir's well. The lesson we learned today is that true wisdom requires sacrifice and courage, but it leads to understanding and strength beyond measure. Remember to carry this wisdom with you, and be courageous and wise every day. Join me again soon for more tales from the Norse legends. Till I see you again, farewell, my dear friends. If you liked this story and would like to explore Greek methodology as well, then head over to the epic 150 episode Greek mythology channel narrated by Zeus at Zeus Storytime.